Good afternoon. Today on Business Success in Six with Stacie, I have Alex Hanasakta here from SapSap in Racine, Wisconsin. Alex, thanks for jumping on with me.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. So we're excited to learn about your business, SapSap, and your unique story. If you could share that with our clients and community, I would love to ask you these questions.
Yeah, so it goes a little deeper than just being 6 years in business. The whole idea kind of birthed from like my refugee experience. My mom selling egg rolls to coworkers, employees, and
Mhm.
neighbors. So that kind of like gave me the idea. My father passed about 15 years ago, and that gave me the idea to kind of like honor his name and honor the refugee experience through food, right? So I thought we had to get our food out there more, and I believe food is like one of the strongest mediums to kind of like share culture and food.
Sure.
And if we could tell our story through food, that was the goal first, was really getting people to understand and know what happened in Laos and the refugee experience of us coming here in the 80s.
Mhm.
Not just for like Lao refugees, but like refugees in general, like that are kind of affected by war. Um, but yeah, ultimately, SapSap stems from that. It stems from the Lao refugee experience during the Vietnam War. Um, but yeah, again, my mom, she used to sell her egg rolls to our neighbors. There was a language barrier, but like the act of giving our neighbors food was always like the icebreaker to kind of get people more intrigued and ask questions on who we are as a people, what we're doing here. So I saw that growing up as something so powerful where, if I didn't even learn about what happened in Laos, like I just,
Yeah.
knew it through my parents.
Mhm.
Didn't learn it from school. So I'm like, this is a good chance to like really, I guess, inform people about what happened in Laos. And again, it was through food. So let me backtrack a little bit. So it was my mom's egg rolls, and that kind of like sparked the idea of like, okay, let's get products out there. Um, so I took a job. I wanted to do more than egg rolls, so I took a job at this sausage company in East Troy
Mhm.
called the Hometown Sausage Kitchen. They're a co-packer, and I thought if I could learn from there and just understand like the ins and outs of co-packing and manufacturing, that could really get my foot in the door with doing our own products. Um, so I worked there for about 2 years, and then the owners John and Tom they're classically trained chefs, and they were doing these pop-up dinners on this farm called
Okay.
Yuppie Hill Farm in Burlington.
Yep.
So I kind of piggybacked on them. They really put me on, gave me the spotlight, and we ever since our first dinner, like every dinner was sold out every month. And that just kind of got a lot of attention on us. Like they're doing like these crazy dinners on this poultry farm in the middle of nowhere, right? So like people were driving out from Milwaukee, Madison, all over the place, and that kind of like really gave me a lot of momentum and inspiration
Mhm.
to keep up these pop-up dinners. Long story short, we kept doing these pop-up dinners. We moved them to Racine, and people would come from all over once a month to come to our sit downs at the branch in Racine. So then we started getting all like these. We started getting a lot of attention on us, and this food hall in Milwaukee, Crossroads Collective.
Okay.
They approached us and wanted to see if we wanted to be a vendor there. So I thought about it, and then I told them I would like to try a week there to see how it goes. And when we did our week, that's right when COVID hit.
Oh, wow.
So we invested all this time and money on doing our pop up for the week up in Milwaukee, and
Mhm.
then COVID hits, and then the world just kind of stopped. And I still had to make money. Like I still have a son. I was trying to figure out my next move.
Mhm.
Um, so a light bulb popped in my head, and I was like, hey, we have a rental kitchen. Why don't we just do takeout out of there? So yeah, we pivoted. We started doing takeout from a rental kitchen, and the response has been crazy. Like we sold out of food the first day. Then we started coming up to Milwaukee and doing pop ups out of here for takeout. and again, like we just had all like this attention, a lot of support from the community, and eventually, it was a no-brainer to open a restaurant.
Yeah.
And so we opened up the restaurant. First year was pretty nuts. Um, and then we got our food truck, and things kind of snowballed, and here we are right now. So
That's
just
one.
still doing events. Yeah, it's been a crazy
That's
journey.
So that's one of the questions I always ask is about your journey. And then the next one that I like to ask is what is the biggest way you impact the community? But you're already impacting it by sharing culture, by sharing food, by sharing
Yeah.
history. So thank you so much for doing all of that. Are there any other ways that you'd like to highlight that you impact the community?
Uh, I mean, I don't really think of us really making impact. We just, I don't know, we do things differently, I guess, as other restaurateurs do. I wouldn't say differently, but we give a lot of free food out. We were highlighted on GoFundMe's Heroes because we were basically feeding families that couldn't afford it, donating food to homeless veterans. I believe that there's so much overage in restaurants, and instead of them going to waste, instead of all that food going to waste, we can always just give it to people, and like, why even charge them for it? Um,
Absolutely. That's
so
huge.
again, yeah, we we still, I mean, if anyone still needs a free meal, I mean, I always tell them, like, just send us a message, and because the area we live in is kind of like low income, and so yeah, I mean, and through that act of kindness, that by giving free food, like, we employed workers through our community to help us at the restaurant, so it's a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Thank you for doing all that. I do have a
Hmm.
side question. Can you share with our viewers what SapSap means? You shared it with me, but just the
Yeah, so SapSap in like the Lao and Thai language kind of means like yum yum, delicious, delicious. I thought it was catchy, and yeah, it was really short
absolutely.
and
That's
relevant.
love it. What is one challenge that you have faced? I know you said you've been faced with several challenges, but as a business
Mhm.
owner, what is one challenge that you would like to share with other business owners that they could learn from you?
For me, it was always adjusting to costs of supplies, right? Like, you can't really control the economics behind food costs going up, but you always have to adapt to that. But that was a big challenge with, like, eggs are up now, beef was skyrocketing, chicken wings were skyrocketing. It's like really just acclimating to change to the economy, and what we can afford. Um, but you're always pivoting, you're always changing costs of menus to just kind of meet your budget, really. But that employees staffing was really hard. Um, getting getting employees that actually that are hard workers.
Mhm. Yeah,
I mean, you go to Walmart now and you're getting paid, 20 something an hour for just standing there sometimes. And, people see that and they see, like, why do I have to work harder when I can make money easier? And, you can't blame them for it, but, you know, um, the restaurant's hard, right? Um,
absolutely.
so it's really rare that we get someone in that really enjoys cooking, enjoys um, getting that rush from working at a crazy busy restaurant. Like, it's an art form, and
Sure.
you know, some people come in and they do a really good job, and some people just, I don't know,
Really show up, right?
it's too yeah, it's too much for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So what does the
Mm.
future look like to you into SapSap, and do you have an exit plan? I know you talked about a food truck.
Um, yeah, so I mean, right now we're just really trying to get our restaurant and racing dial down, get the food truck scheduled out. However, we want to do more with, the actual, what drove us to open the business was the culture, right? Bringing people together through food and culture. And so my end goal with this, it's not quite too clear yet, but I ultimately want to write a cookbook and,
Oh,
like, kind of share our story through that book with recipes and all. So
Very cool, very unique. Great
Hmm.
goal to have. Thank you so much for that. My
Hmm.
final question for you is all subjects open. What inspires you most?
What inspires me most? I mean, besides besides like the struggles of our people and our culture, that my son, family is a huge inspiration of mine. And even like the positivity from our customers and our fans that that always they'll write us positive reviews. Like that goes a long way. That definitely keeps us motivated to keep going.
Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing, bringing people together through food. Love it. If someone
Mhm.
wants to enjoy SapSap, what's the best way for them to find out where you are and to enjoy?
Yeah, you can always look us up on Facebook. Just SapSap and Racine. IG is SapSap Eats, I believe. Yeah, SapSap Eats on IG. Um, and our website is sapsapeats.com. So like all the information's on there. But our restaurants in Racine, but however, we are going to be doing a lot of different events coming up, and we got some exciting news on the way that we can't share right now, but
Okay.
we'll post. So
Well, we'll stay tuned and people will follow. Thank you so much for your time today, Alex.
you're
Good luck with
welcome.
that
Thank you.
exciting news. Yeah, take
Yeah,
care.
thank you so much. Yep. Bye.